What is up YouTube, it's Sam the Chip Man here, bringing you another fish and chip shop review. This time we are at Seafair in Aldershot. Now I've driven past this so many times but I've never had the decency to try it, so I thought I'd give this a try. Also, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe for all the latest fish and chip content on my channel. Alright, without further ado, let's go in and see what we've ordered. Obviously it's going to be the usual, but you get what I mean. Okay, and we're back. So I've come back from the Seafair in Aldershot, and I've got myself a lovely regular chips and regular cod. And believe me, let's have a look at this baby. Forgive the Valentine's stuff. It's Valentine's Day at the moment, so happy Valentine's if you're watching. All right, let's have a look inside. So we have, here's our fish and chips, and there's a wedge of lemon. And honestly, it looks so good. All right, so we are back, like I said. I've already shown you what's inside the bag, the fish and chips itself. And the fish, that is a very strange looking fish. I'll tell you that, that's a moonfish. Now, the wedge of lemon, they offered tartar sauce and wedge of lemon, but I felt like going for the lemon today, because why not? Now, did you know that lemon can be also used as vinegar because of the acidity? So we squeeze that lemon juice onto there. We're just going to put that in there for now. Sort that out in a bit. Right, let's get into the fish itself as a review. So, like I said, this is a boomerang fish, but it's actually cod. So let's break it. That was easy to break, but mind you, it is what it is. Let's have a taste. Oh my gosh. With the lemon juice, it actually tastes really good. Batter is not as crunchy, but it is, I think it's because of the lemon juice though, so something to worry about with that. It is very tasty fish. And because this is a regular fish, it's good size as well. But like I said, it's not as crunchy, but there is a bit of crunch to it. Batter is flaky as well, as you can sort of see there, you know, like just there. And of course it's cooked beautifully in the centre. Now let's go into the chips themselves. So these are the chips. Not as chunky as all the other chippies, but there is more crunch in the chips, and it's still soft in the centre. Not gonna lie, they aren't like big chips for regular chips, but they still got a nice shape to it, a nice colour. There's hardly any skin on it, which is not a problem. But the crunchy level is there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this up, and then I'm going to Samarize. By the way, get that on a slogan. I'm going to Sam-arise. Copyrighted by Sam the Chip Man. Okay, so after that delicious meal, thank you Seafair again for the delicious meal. So I had a regular portion of fish and chips, and it cost £7.70. Now usually like a regular cod and chips is within like the £8.50, £9 mark, so it's really good value for money. It is a takeaway only, and you can order online via Just Eat. And speaking of which, they are actually hiring drivers right now, so if you're looking for some work and you live in the Aldershot area, just for a temporary basis, then I recommend getting work there. And opening hours are lunch and evening. And in terms of evening hours, they are open a good amount of time. So let's go into the Samarize properly, and we'll start with the location and parking. All right, let's talk about the location and parking. The location itself is near the A331 going in and from Aldershot. Just look for the BP garage and it's next to a row of shops. Parking is free, and I would say that it's one of those places where you need to have quick reactions to get a parking space. Otherwise, if you just notice it last minute, it's like, oh, I've got to turn around again. But however, I'd say it's a good spot, at least in terms of fish and chips, because it's basically you're driving into town or you're driving from the town to go to your location. So it's all right, but again, parking is limited, but it's free parking, so it's all good. Location parking, I would give a 3.5 out of 5. Now, let's talk about the attractive appeal of the shop itself. Now, it does have very good signage. You can see it during the day. Difficult at night, but they will have lights. And there's signage also inside. They've got their own unique chalkboard for writing stuff down with their brand on it, which is really, really good, I feel. And in terms of how welcoming it is, the door is closed, but obviously you've got to open it. I'd say the fact that it's going for a sort of retro look, something like 90s, early noughties look, and you know what, I do take that. It's really good. It's really good. So with that, I'm going to say at least a very decent 4 out of 5. Let's talk about service. Now, I did order my fish and chips, and they said it's going to be about 5 minutes, and basically it was cooked to order. So basically it was fresh when I got it. They offered salt and vinegar, but they also offered lemon and salt and vinegar. That's the first time that I've ever heard a takeaway. No, tartar sauce, not salt and vinegar, obviously, of salt and vinegar. But I've never knew a chippy takeaway that would offer lemon or tartar sauce to take with you, because that's only in restaurants that you would get the tartar sauce and lemon. So I think that was a very unique aspect in terms of what they offered. And they've got the right amount of staff. I feel there was only 2 staff members when I went in there today, but again, I don't know if that's all of them. And in terms of answering my questions, they answered my questions very, very well, and they were very polite as well, and honestly really great. So I would say 5 out of 5 in terms of service. Right, let's talk about the menu itself. Now, the menu was, it's quite a big menu. They've got quite a interesting variety of fish. So you got the haddock, the plaice, the usual, your cod bites, and of course cod, as you just saw in the video earlier. And they've also got a kids menu as well, which is £3.99, I believe, or £3.49. So that in itself is great. So they got, they didn't have any chicken, I believe, but they got fritters. They've also got gravy mushy peas. But honestly, the menu itself was a very good menu in itself. So I would say menu at least 4 out of 5. Now, let's talk about the offers, deals and discounts. Now, they did have a variety of discounts. So as I mentioned in the previous section on the menu, they had a kids menu, and also they have today's specials. Obviously does change throughout, but they did have a family discount or special where for 20 quid you can get 2 adult cod and chips and 2 kids menu fish and chips and a 1.5 litre bottle of drink to go with it. And that's pretty much it, but they did have like I said, a few more, but it does change each day, so it's that is not much of an issue. But other than that, pretty good going. So I'm going to give it at least a 3.5 out of 5. Okay, let's talk about the price. So at the beginning of the video, or near the beginning I should say, the price was £7.70. Again, with a regular portion of fish and chips, it would be between the £8, £9 mark, but it was slightly cheaper, so it's really good value for money. And I would say that it's definitely worth it if you're going yourself. Again, I think it's the cheapest option in terms of regular portion fish and chips. And I know I've said like small portions are cheaper elsewhere, but again, it's small for them. But this is the smallest portion they've got, which is a regular portion. So I would say I'm going to give the price a solid 4.5 out of 5, I reckon. Okay, let's talk about the packaging themselves. Now, they gave me a bag to carry my fish and chips and lemon, of course. Honestly, I will have to try tartar sauce at one point because, you know, I think. Anyway, I'll get to that in a blog or later. So packaging, they did offer, well, you know, wooden forks are on the table, so they did offer it. So I picked up a wooden fork. Packaging is just a generic chip bag, but it did keep all my stuff lovely and warm. And honestly, you could still smell it through the bag. Oh my gosh, I'm thinking about it again. It's getting me hungry. I've just eaten. Other than that, it is just a generic fish and chip bag. So in terms of that, I'm going to say 3 out of 5 in terms of packaging. Now, let's talk about the food itself. Now, we briefly said about it at near the beginning of this video, but the fish itself, it was a weird looking shaped fish, not gonna lie. However, saying that though, it was a good size for a regular fish. And in terms of crunchiness, there was crunch, not too much crunch. Batter was flaky and very, very tasty fish. And that lemon did enhance the flavour a little bit, not gonna lie. I maybe shouldn't have squirted that, I should have done it off camera. But other than that, the fish itself was brilliant, good colour as well. And it wasn't too greasy, so I didn't have to wash my hands that much. So fish, again, I'm not fussed about the shape. I'm gonna give the fish a very decent 4.5 out of 5. Let's talk about the chips. So when I ordered my fish and chips, they were cooked to order. So they were freshly cooked when I got them. I would say the size themselves, because sometimes they're like a bit bigger, but they was like small chips. But colour was perfect. They did have crunch to them, which is interesting because normally chips are quite soggy and soft, but they were more crunchy. And they were lovely and soft, not too greasy either. And again, freshly fried, brilliant chips. It's a shame about the length of the chips though, but you know what, that's not a problem as long as they taste good. And not much skin either. Again, there was no jacket potato kind of like look to it. Again, that's not a problem because that's a different thing. So I would say chips, I'm going to give a very decent 4 out of 5. Right, let's talk overall. So, delicious food, a generous portion, regular fish and chips, and a very good price. And I would say that the chips could have been a bit longer in length, but again, that's not a problem. It still tasted really great. Same with the fish. Again, the fish was oddly shaped as well, but again, that's not a problem at all. So I would say overall, I have enjoyed my experience there. So for the fish and chips, not the whole like experience, but the fish and chips themselves, I'm going to say a very decent 4.5 out of 5. Right, it's time to give the total score out of 50. Now I just want to say a massive thank you to Seafair in Aldershot for the lovely meal and the great service. So great in fact that I'm going to give the total score of 40.5 out of 5, which I recall is the top score at the moment. So thank you so much for a very good experience. I've enjoyed every single second of it when I was there. Remember guys, don't forget to like and subscribe for all the latest fish and chip content on this channel. And in case you're wondering, this has been filmed on Valentine's Day, so much love to all the fish and chips shops out there, and of course much love to you guys for watching. Alright, I've been Sam the Chip Man. Don't forget to reel in for that subscribe button, and I will see you soon. Feast out.